What's up guys, Bionic here, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Here we are at the top of the Doom Tower as free to play. It is completed, the hard version obviously, in my first 12 days. So today I want to go over that with you guys. I want to talk about the teams that I used, the hardest part for me, what it was and what I had to do to get it done, sort of how much that cost for me in terms of silver, re-gear and whatnot, so that you are better prepared for this. At the same time though, I'll also tell you the story of Mais, who also completed the hard Doom Tower in his first 12 days. He technically got there first because he started on day 1 on the hard Doom Tower. I started my day 1 on the normal Doom Tower, right? So I was kind of always behind by 1 day, but still we both made it there within the first 12 days. And yeah, I get it, you know, some of you guys might not agree that I say free to play, but the simple fact is that I never put money into the game. Mais also never put money into the game, but he also does not get the content creator perk because he doesn't have to create content. Therefore, he can dedicate all of his resources to Lydia and now the Doom Tower, which effectively makes him the fastest guy to get to the hard Doom Towers free to play as well, which is absolutely amazing. All that being said, let's jump right in. Alright, so the first thing I want to cover is the end of my Frost Spider run at stage 120, which is on auto. As you will see with all my other teams, they are all on auto. This is not fully optimized. I kind of just put this together last minute to see if it could work. It did. It's not pretty. It's really long. We're going on like 23 minutes to get it done. But you know what? It worked, and I'm not farming the Frost Spider. I am farming the Scarab King. Therefore, I'm not going to invest more resources to get this to be faster. Down the road, probably Ultimate Gaelic or maybe Drexstar is going to be, in my opinion, a must for this boss if you want to do it faster. The HP burn takes for a lot of damage, and it also reduces her resistance and her defense. So it just makes more sense to bring the HP burn for that, as well as allowing you to kill her without her reviving, but you can also do block revive with the Lydia. Okay, so there it is, the end of my run. I'll make a totally separate video eventually for that boss. Before we continue though, let me quickly remind you guys that I do stream. I will be streaming tonight. We're going to have some Dre coins to give away for Dragon Champions, but we're also going to have some gems to give away for Raid. Alright, so if you want to just show up, participate, it is free. It is not for subs only. And also quickly talk about Mais here, which is also now a streamer. So if you guys want some advice and if you want to encourage him for being the fastest free-to-play player to reach Lydia, as well as now completing hard Doom Tower, please go encourage him. All right, he deserves literally for all of us to follow him at least, all right, on the Twitch channel. Now, the second thing I want to cover before I jump into all the other teams and his teams on how we completed the Doom Tower is this stage right here. This was the hardest part for me. It was trying to get past this wave on floor 112. There was 3 torments in there. I have the right amount of accuracy for this. What I do not have is the right amount of resistance. And you'll see that I am using a Mausoleum Mage. And there's a simple reason for that, because this guy is going to bring the block debuffs. But it doesn't work correctly, at least not in my opinion. I'll also show you guys a quick list of all the other champions that could do block debuffs, right? So if you have a Sifi, or if you have a Duchess, which a whole lot of people use for good reason, she is perfect for this. But then we have Mausoleum Mage, which also does this, but his skill does not work correctly. So instead of going block debuffs, increase defense, and what's the other one? Increase crit rate? He actually puts the increased defense, increase crit rate, and then the block debuffs at the end. So that triggers the torments to freeze you. So if you don't have enough resistance, there was no way I was going to be able to dodge, or maybe like 1 in 100 runs would have allowed me to dodge the 3 passives back to back on all my 5 champions so that I could do a full rotation of my skills and nuke them. Alright, so the entire stream on Friday night was spent me re-gearing until I reached literally 300 plus accuracy and 300 plus resistance on all my champions, while keeping the other stats intact as well for me to have enough damage with my Seer and whatnot. I eventually got it done. All right, I eventually beat that wave, but like that was the hardest part for me. All right, there you go. You have me after 12 minutes 32 seconds. Probably try number 40 or something, but I got it done. And like I said, this was the hardest one in my opinion, because it is literally filled with 3 torments in this wave, and then they have 345 resistance, and they have 320 accuracy. All right, so I'll go over a little bit my team, what I used for this, and I can also quickly compare with the one that Mice has used, which is Candraphone, Bellower, Duchess, Valkyrie, and Lydia, which this was his core team to handle basically all the floors. In my case, it was the same team across the board. He also used a Martyr, Miscreated Monster, Molly, Psylar, and Raglan here and there, but overall, this is the team that he used, and for me, the team that I used is basically this right here. This team with the Mausoleum Mage in. This carried me through the entire hard Doom Tower, and now they have the right stats to keep pulling it off all the way to the last stage, including that floor 112, okay? So, the big goal here was to, like I said, reach insane stats on your champions. For example, we have a Lydia now with 369 resistance and 332 accuracy. So I'm going to make more build videos on these champions eventually, because this is a drastic change on any account for you to hit these stats and then for them to keep working elsewhere. I did have to sacrifice here and there a little bit. For instance, my Torment is now a little bit slower, but we have 320 resistance, 320 accuracy as well. Arbiter also sacrificed a little bit of speed. I lost 10 speed, but I gained a whole lot of resistance, currently sitting on 330 for this to work. Then we have our Seer. This was the hardest one to do. I have to keep 100% crit rate. I need 250 plus crit damage, and I need 300 resistance and over 300 plus accuracy as well as 200 speed. This was really, really hard to do, but I got it done. And finally, the Mausoleum Mage, I can quickly show you guys as well. This guy has not really changed. He's been geared like this forever for Tag Arena and is working in some dungeons, but also now for the Doom Tower. I still need to finish this banner, for example. So guys, that was the hardest part, getting that done. But like I said, now it is done, okay? So let's go over his teams, and then we can look on mine. Here's his Nether Spider, which he did on auto as well, which is pretty amazing, all right? And you'll see that it is very similar to my own team. Here's my Nether the Spider on auto as well, okay? So he has Arbiter and Lydia. I have Sile the Drakes and Allure instead. He has 2 Cold Hearts, Royal Guard, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Mine was 2 minutes and 45 seconds. This point really doesn't matter, but again, all these champions had to be optimized for this. They all have now 300 plus accuracy, right? Or else this would not work. I talked about Allure and Lifesteal. So again, not easy to do, but once it's done, you're good to go. Then we have his Scarab King, which he is using a Valkyrie and a Miscreated Monster, so this is perfect. He also has the Duchess, which is absolutely amazing. I got away with the, we'll call it the cheese build, right? Cold Brew also did this. He was the first to point it out. I was working towards this myself. I called Haikatoon very early in the Doom Tower. So again, kind of happy about this, because with a Metal Shaper, this is all you need for shields if you never allow the Scarab King to take a turn, and this team can pull it off. And this is the team that I'm using to farm the Scarab King on, I'm going to say, about 40% success rate. But you know what? I don't care. It's easy. You can press auto, and it works. So here we have his Magma Dragon, and I can show you guys my Magma Dragon as well. He does have a Molly in there. He does have a Provoke. Okay, so 2 Provokes, Seeker and Molly. Duchess again. We have the Lydia, Kolar, and then for myself, I went with Kantra and then Skull Lord Vorgal for my provokes. We have Lydia, decreased defense, Arbiter to revive us, and a Frozen Banshee with the same gear that Allure usually has, so it's in lifesteal, and I just kind of went with the poisons, right? That's it. Poisons, 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 a whole lot of debuffs. It triggers the passive of Kantra, good to go. Then we have his final one, which is the Frost Spider, or the final boss, the Frost Spider. I have Duchess, Doom Priest, Lydia, Royal Guard, and Cold Heart. His last 3 were not on auto. I think he told me this was manual, and this was manual as well. And then finally for mine, which you guys just saw, I did it on auto. Again, it's not optimal, 22 minutes and 49 seconds. Could be a lot better. He did in 14 minutes, or let's say 15 minutes. So again, a lot of room for optimization, but the whole point is that it was to try and go through it a first time, right, in the first 12 days. And that's the amazing part. We both got it done. I think it's absolutely amazing, especially for him, because again, no content creator perks, 100% free to play. Plus, his account is like 4 or 5 months younger than my own. All right, so he's effectively the fastest guy to do this. Also, All these builds are on my YouTube channel, if you guys don't know that by now. If you want to see it, how to beat the Magma Dragon on auto, the full build is there. Scarab King on auto, no legendary, Nether Spider on auto once again. Frost Spider, I'll get around to it. I'll make a better build for you guys. And yeah, that's about the summary of it, okay? So we wanted to show to you guys that it is doable. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of planning, optimization, a lot of trial and error, but it can work. And for me, it wasn't the boss. It was literally floor 112, which was the hardest one to complete. And you're more than welcome to go check out that clip from last Friday night, and you'll know what I'm talking about. All that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to sub and like, and I will catch you later. The satisfaction. The original team pulled it off.